Okay, the next chapter is called 1 to 10. Mum always had this habit of asking me how something felt on a scale of 1 to 10. It started after my jaw surgery, when I couldn't talk because my mouth was wired shut. And then they'd taken a piece of bone from my hip bone and inserted it into my chin to try and make it look more normal. So I was hurting in lots of different places. Mum would point to one of my bandages and I would hold up my fingers and how much it was hurting. 1 meant a teeny tiny bit, 10 meant so much. Then she would tell the doctor that he'd made the rounds, what needed adjusting, or things like that. Mum got very good at reading my mind sometimes. After that, we got into the habit of doing 1 to 10 scale for anything that hurt, like pain in a sore throat. And then she'd say 1 to 10, and then I'd say 3, or whatever it was. When school was over, I went outside to meet Mum, who was waiting for me at the front entrance, like all the other parents do, or all the babysitters too. The first thing she said after hugging me was, so, 1 to 10? 5, I said, shrugging, which I could tell was totally surprised for. Wow, she said quietly. That's better than I hoped for. Are we picking Via up? Miranda's mother is picking her up today. Do you want me to carry your backpack, sweetness? We started walking through the crowd of kids, most of whom were noticing me, sincerely pointing me out to each other. I'm fine, I said. It looks too heavy. Okay, she started to take it from me. Mom, I said, pulling my backpack away from her. I walked in front of her as she just went through the crowd. See you tomorrow, August. It was Summer. She was walking in the opposite direction. Oh, bye, Summer, I said, waving at her. As soon as we crossed the street, away from where we were away from the crowd, Mum said, who is that, Augie? Oh, Summer. She in your class? I have lots of classes, Mum. Was she in any of your classes, Mum said. No. Mum was waiting for something else for me to say, but I didn't feel like talking. So, it went okay, said Mum. I could tell she had millions and one questions to ask me. Everyone was nice. Did you like the teachers? Yeah. How about those kids you had last week? Were they nice? Yeah, fine. Jack hung out with me a lot. Oh, that's great, sweetie. What about that boy, Julian? I thought about the Darth Sidious comment, but then now it felt like it happened 100 years ago. He was okay. The blonde girl, what was her name? Charlotte, Mum. I said, so everyone was nice already. Okay, Mum answered. Honestly, I don't know whether Mum was kind of mad at Mum, but I was. We were cross Armsaw Avenue, and she didn't say anything else until she turned out of our block. So, Mum said, how did you meet Summer if she wasn't in one of your classes? Oh, well, we had lunch together, I said. I started kicking the rock between my feet like it was a soccer ball, chasing it back and forth across the sidewalk. She seems very nice. Yeah, she is. She's very pretty, Mum said. Yeah, I know, I answered. We're kind of like, I suppose, Beauty and the Beast. I didn't wait to see Mum's reaction. I started running down the sidewalk and after the rock, which I kicked as far as I could in front of me. The next chapter is called Pandwan. That night, I cut off a little braid from my back and my head. Dad noticed first. Oh, good, he said. I never liked that stupid thing. Via couldn't believe I got it. It took years to grow, she said. And she was very angry. Why did you cut it off? Nah, I don't know. Did someone make fun of it? No. Did you tell Christopher you were cutting it off? We're not friends anymore. That's not true, she said. I can't believe that you just cut it off like that, she added snottily, and practically slammed the bedroom door, and she left the room. I was snuggling with Daisy, my dog, on the bed, when Dad came in to tuck me in later. He smooched Daisy all over gently and lay down next to him like, so, Oogie Doogie, he said. Was it really okay? He got it from an old cartoon, from a Dachshund name from Oogie Doogie, by the way. He had bought it on eBay when he was about 4 and watched it for a while, especially when he was in hospital. He would call me Oogie Doogie, and I would call him dear old Dad, like a puppy called the Dachshund Dad on the show. Yeah, it was totally okay, I said, nodding. You've been so quiet all night long. I guess I'm tired. Long day here? I nodded. But was it really okay? I nodded again. He didn't say anything, so for a few seconds I said, it was better than okay, actually. That's great to hear, Oogie, he said quietly, kissing my forehead. So it looks like Mum made a good call and you're going to school. Yeah, but I could stop going if I didn't want to, right? That was the deal, he answered. Though, I guess it would depend on why you wanted to stop going too. You know, you'd have to let us know. We'd have to talk and tell us how you're feeling. But then it didn't happen or something like that, okay? You promise you'll tell us. Yeah. Can I ask you something? Are you mad at Mum or something? You seem like you've been huffy with her all night long. You know, okay, I'm just as much to blame for sending you to school as she is. No, she's more to blame. It was her idea. Mum knocked on my door and peeked her head inside the room. Just wanted to say good night, love, she said. And she looked kind of shy for a second. Hi, Mama, Dad said, picking up my hand and waving at her. I heard you cut off your braid, Mum said to me, sitting down at the edge of the bed next to Daisy. Oh, it's not a big deal, really, I answered quickly. I didn't say it was, said Mum. Why don't you put Huggy to bed tonight, Dad said to Mum. Getting up. I've got work to do anyway. Good night, son. And that was the other part of Huggy Duggy's routine, that I wasn't in a good mood to say good night. Dear old Dad, I'm so proud of you, said Dad. He got up and out of bed. Mum and Dad always taking turns to put me to bed. And I know it's a little bit babyish, but they still need to do that to me, because that's how it is with us. Will you check on Via? Mum said to Dad as she lay down next to me. He stopped and turned around at the door. What's wrong with Via? Nothing, said Mum, shrugging. At least she would tell me, but the first day of high school, at all. Said Dad. Then pointed his finger at me and winked. It always something with you kids, isn't it, he said. Never a dull moment, said Mum. Never a dull moment, Dad repeated. Good night, guys. And as soon as he closed the door, Mum pulled the book, and she'd been reading to me the last couple of weeks. I was relieved because I was afraid she didn't want to talk. I feel like doing that. But Mum didn't want to talk either. She just flipped through the pages and she got to where she left off. We got halfway through the book, The Hobbit. Stop, shouted Dorian, said Mum as she read aloud, but it was too late. The excited dwarves washed their hands of the arrows, and now the bows of the ballroom had been given useless. They were a gloomy part at night. The gloom gathered still deep in the following days, and then they crossed the enchanted stream, but beyond the path seemed to struggle as before, and the forest they'd see no change. I'm not sure, but all of a sudden, I started to cry. Mum put the book down and wrapped my arms around me. She didn't seem surprised I was okay. It's okay, she whispered to me. It'll be okay. I'm sorry, I said between the sniffles. Shh, she said, wiping my tears at the back of her hand. You've nothing to be sorry about. Why do I have to be so ugly, Mummy? I whispered. Oh, baby, you're not. I know I am, though, Mum. She kissed me all over my face and kissed my eyes and came down too far. She kissed my cheeks that pinched in. She kissed my tortoise mouth. She said the words I knew were meant to help me. Those words can't change my face.